one time, okay? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Today, let's take as much time as possible. I want everybody here, when you walk out from here, you clear on what is going on, okay? Because this is an education and it is for our friend who is not joining the seminar too, okay? So when you have a question, please ask me direct. I'm going to answer you direct. And yesterday, actually, Yan have sent me many questions from Stan, and I'm going to go through that, okay? Now, let me start this seminar with this. Okay, let me start this. Stan just now asked me to do in a block of history, and then breathing and phosphor. Today, we're going to cover that, but we're going to do it in a different way, in a technical based way, but we're going to do the history and so forth. The idea is so that after this seminar, you'll be able, very solid, be able to quantify things, okay? So what we speak has to be based on evidence, be it history, breeding, or whatever, okay? So let me start with this. When this history, right? When Bodhidharma, you guys all know who's Bodhidharma? The guy, the Buddhist monk who transferred the Zen to China, who built the who is today people look at him like the leader of martial art and Zen in the Shaolin Temple. Okay, so there's Bodhidharma. Now, when Bodhidharma come to China to teach Zen, the mentality, the proper Zen mentality, where everybody can understand about enlightenment, about awareness, is one, do not cheat oneself. One, do not cheat other. One, do not get cheated by other. The meaning, one, do not cheat oneself is, we often do that because we know a little bit thing and we look at things in our view. We want the world is like what we think, start with what we think. For example, like yesterday, there's somebody who asked me, well, Hendrik, I never see the thing you demo. You know, remember the thing I demo with Zen, with Yen yesterday? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I actually do this. If you not this is my Garmin watch. Okay, 1 second. Let me get my thing. So what I did with Yen is actually this. Try to explain the basic. Okay. And of course, this is not the only thing. This is only way how do you explain things. Now, this is a side view. And if you see it, this is a back view. Remember at one point, I go to Yen's back, right? And then this is front view. Well, we don't record. Yen know that I go through. He was asking me in the book of my Restrict Wing Chun how you get in from the front. Okay, so this is the front view. So if you look at that, there's a 360 degree of how you get into it. Okay, now if I never train with that, like for example, I never trained with BJJ before BJJ come into the world. When people look at BJJ, they'll say, "Well, BJJ will not work." Okay, according to them. So that is how we cheat ourselves. We don't really comprehend what is going on there. Okay, so we need to know awareness, mindfulness is be able to sit down, forget about yourself, see and listen to what people talking about. Or else you don't have awareness, you don't have mindfulness. And this quality is everybody have it as soon as we are human. The issue is we have a habit to block it. Okay? Now, so this is history. The first is don't cheat ourselves. The second is don't cheat other. What cheating other is like today, you look at the world, you have all kinds of Wing Chun, Tai Chi, like in the movie and everything. And the more you produce, other who have no idea on what is going on is going to believe on it. So you're cheating the world. At the end, you will end up, you even believe it yourself. So it becomes a cult. Okay? Now, the last one is don't get cheated by others. Others will say, Stan, you are the grandmaster. And then if I keep telling Stan he's a grandmaster for 100 times, then Stan start to believe he's a grandmaster. Okay? So this is the attitude we want to start with. Okay? Now, the reason why this morning, Yen told me that, Stan proposed to do his story, the breathing and the momentum and the force flow. I told Yen that we want to do it differently. It's because today, in today's world, like I told Yen yesterday, Yen asked me, oh, so how is this fit into the internal art? Okay. I told him that you cannot think that way. If you think that way, you are in the trap. Because it's like if the world said the sun is red, and we keeping thinking, say, when is the sun become red? When is the sun become red? But I never see sun become red. There must be something else there, which is the higher state that the sun is red. Now you got a problem because you already if I may use the term, brainwash on what is not the reality. Okay? So I want to start today with this model as what I start with Yen yesterday. This is the model. Everybody can see it. This is the model, okay? Tell you everything, okay? Now, of course, this is all in Chinese, but there's a reason why it is in Chinese. So you have a fresh view I can share with you. In any traditional Chinese martial art, which is comprehensive, it always have body conditioning. This is body conditioning part. This is the means, the way of fighting. For example, judo will fight in a judo way. Western boxing will fighting in the Western boxing way. However, their body conditioning is different. So any Chinese martial art, which is the comprehensive one, not what you see today, but the real ancient traditional Chinese martial art, which is comprehensive one, will have this body conditioning and this means of fighting, or the uniqueness of fighting. Okay? Now, like yesterday, I shared with Yan the sticking body short strike, the means of fighting. This is from front, this is from side, this is from back, and it interchange continuously. That is the means of fighting. Now, if you want to do this means of fighting, you need the body conditioning. Now, the body conditioning, sorry, I just take breakfast. It is up to 70% of the weight of the entire training. This is 30%, this is 70%. Meaning you need to condition your body like a sportsman. Okay, now, if you guys remember, this is the 6 core element: physical, mind, breathing, qi, force flow, momentum. Okay, now, over here, physiological state, this is in my book, the Wing Chun Inception is called, this is the H model, okay, which is, the reason it's called H model is because it's a map with your heart rate. Your heart rate. So this is 90 to 100% of a maximum heart rate. This is 80, 90. This is start from 50, 60s. Now, we need to know that this body conditioning, there are 3 types. At the low heart rate, this is the recovery type. Okay. This is where Qigong training come into play. And as what Stan is interested in those meditations, is continue on from here down, travel this direction down, okay? So that is where it belongs to. If you talk about 6 healing sound, it is over here. Okay? Meditations, the deep relaxation, natural deep breathing, and quiet the mind, like or the nurture qi, it is within this. So if you really be able to handle this, this is the gateway to go meditation. In your heart rate, you'll be able to drop your heart rate. You'll be able to drop your breathing rate if you have the basic training. Okay? You'll be able to rise, say, your heart rate variability. You'll be able to raise your heart rate variability once you get into that training, that practice. Say you get into the, like Yan, get into the deep relaxations or the nurture chi state. At the end of your training, after 30 minutes, you will see that your heart rate variability will raise. You will see that you are be able to handling your dropping of your breathing and your heart rate. So you guys understand this? Now it's quantized. This is the Qigong part. And if you want to go to meditations, it's deeper than that. You guys understand? Any questions up to here? Everybody? Anyone have questions for me?
I have a question. In the mind, there are the stages where you have to go down in the mind element.
Yes.
Settle, quiet, peaceful. Does this correlate with this meditation side also, or is it the same thing that was in the book of these 6 Dharma gates?
Okay.
Or is it different? Because it's counting.
Okay, let me answer you this. The mind have different states. Disregard of what the different state. If you get your mind get quiet and quiet down, this heart rate drop, breathing rate drop, heart rate variability raise has to exist. Disregard of what type of meditation you practice. Now, when you talk about the 6 sublime states and the Tian Tai meditation and Zen meditation and so forth, it is actually beyond this. So you have to be able to get into this before you can get into the Zen practice or the real Zen meditations and the real 6 sublimation state. For example, the first is practice of stillness, counting breathing, right? Stan? Now, those who know how to counting breathing, they count about 10 count. They count about 10 count. Right away, they carry this thing drop, if they are the real master, okay? Now, for us who is not the real master, we probably be able to count for 10 minutes and you can start to see this is coming down. The breathing rate start to coming down. Now, and when the breathing rate coming down, you know your mind is getting quieter than you begin with. And at that time, your heart rate also going down. So that is the first state of the 6 way, right? The first is counting the breath, right, Stan?
Yes.
The second is following the breath, right?
Yep.
Now, the second following the breath is at that time, when your heart rate is down to a certain degree, your breathing rate is down to say 8 count per minute, you drop everything in your mind, you just pay attention to your breathing. And it carry you deeper, okay? So this is not like using your mind to think what that state is. This is a physiological state you need to enter. And that come again for the physical mind breathing. Physical, it has to be loose, or else you cannot count breath. Because if you jump to the breathing right away without your physical loose up, and your mind quiet down, no matter how you count the breath, your heart rate will not drop. Your heart rate will stay the same or even higher because you get stressed. Because you try to manipulate things, you try to make things happen. The counting breath is enter into the natural world. If you guys have read I think my over here, yeah. Let me share with you. You can see this? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is intelligent world. This is natural world. All the meditation, the proper Qigong and meditation is you cross this line to enter this thing. And then you can go deeper and deeper. Intelligent world, you cross into this world and you become like in the baby state. That's why it called, the Taoist called what? The embryo breathing. Now, from here to here, that is why in the six core element, you need to prepare your body, your mind, your breathing. Otherwise, you cannot enter into the natural world. That's why when Yan, you take the human operating system, right?
Yeah.
You know how it get to deep and deep for just loosening up your body in different state. You get deeper and deeper, right? Yes. That is the gateway to enter into the natural world, where you let nature take care of everything. That's the Tao. And you just have to wait there, and you get deeper and deeper.
Yes, I think that this human operating system was a very, very nice course in that regard, because you have this deep rest state. You kind of explain this theory really nicely, and then you go deeper, and you can really go into a very deep rest.
Okay, so what is this human operating system, or what I wrote in this book? What is this? All this thing, all this model. This is just exactly the beginning of the six sublime door practice. The reason why today people cannot get into the six sublime, like people saying counting breath, mindfulness today, right? They'll say, why are you sitting in the meditation? You count your breath. But because your body is not conditioned like 1,500 years ago, you cannot get it there. When you get down to practice counting breath, your mind keeping thinking, your mind keeping counting. The purpose of counting breath is to drop other thinking. And then at the end, you drop even the counting. So you enter into the natural world. But today, we don't do that. We count 100, we count 200, we count 5 minutes. We thought, wow, if I can count 1 hour, then I can get the mindfulness. So I'm saying that, are you serious? As soon as you cannot get into the natural world, okay, this is Wing Chun inception. As soon as you cannot pass the line into the natural world, you can practice for 1,000 years or 5,000 years or 10,000 years, you never get there. Today's world, all the meditations are mostly in the intelligent world, in here, and try to manipulate sensation. Okay? Somebody will say, oh, mindfulness is really quiet. I want it to be silence, like I listen to the music. you know, Moonlight Sonata. If I listen to Moonlight Sonata long enough, I quiet down. Or I listen to the rain long enough, I will quiet down. No, sorry, that is not mindfulness. You know what's mindfulness? Mindfulness is at any moment you do not attach to your mind. So, analogy. Mindfulness is like wave surfing. You know, wave surfing. People go to the ocean for wave surfing. They are on the wave, and no matter what, they balance. They flow with it. Windsurfing is not in the beside the sea, sunset, have beautiful music, and you sit down there. That's not called mindfulness. Okay. So mindfulness analogy is be able to do wave surfing at any minute of time. Do not lose one instant on you aware of everything.
So Sifu Henrik, in one of your courses, you mentioned, I think it was 6 core elements. You mentioned that if you meditate listening to music, then that is a problem because the music will carry you away, right? So you are carried away by music because you kind of attached to it, right?
Let me explain to you.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you listen to a music or guided meditations, do you know that you are programmed into that habit to enter into the state? Like Stan, make a joke, okay? If I keeping telling you, whenever you see me, if I keeping telling you, you are a great guy. If I telling you for 100 times and you see me, you feel good. If whenever I see you, I say you're a bad guy for 100 times, when you see me, you feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
That is because we have get
habit
into
program.
That habit, and the habit bring us to that state.
Mm-hmm.
And that state is a Tao state. You listen to the music. At the last, you get so relaxed, and you go to sleep. And in the sleep, your mind is going all around. It is very different than this wave surfing analogy. So I can tell you a funny story. My teacher, one of my teacher is Zen Patriarch Xuanhua. Okay, so at one of the meeting, about 100 people there is this monk who make a vow to not take money. Okay, he do not take money, do not touch money at all. So Sifu is there, everybody is talking really fun, you know, classmate and everything. And then the monk is sit beside Sifu, Venerable Xuanhua, the Zen Patriarch. And so everybody is so fun, it's so relaxed, so feels so good, right? Somebody over there want to pass through money to Sifu Xuanhua because from somebody's donation, right? So the other guy is passing, and this monk grab the money, give it to Zen Patriarch Xuanhua. The instant grandmaster, the Zen Patriarch Xuanhua grab the money, he said, "Don't you take the vow of not supposed to touch the money?" Okay, so everybody laughing, and that is how it is, the habit. He is not aware about this is money. He just take the thing and give it to to Sifu, but he doesn't aware of this is money. Mindfulness people don't do that. That's why Sifu is ha ha ha, you know, talking to everybody, different subject. But when this monk touching that money, give it to him right away. He said, you're not supposed to touch money. So the Zen patriarch is like that. So sometimes I say that Zen patriarch is like a split personality. Like sometimes Sifu is saying, hey, you do this wrong, Hendrik, blah, 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 blah. And then he can turn around, oh, that thing is nice. This is good. Okay, no problem. So they can switch right away because their mind is it is all mindful. So mindful is not a state of not doing anything. Relax. So in the ancient sutta is saying that if you have mindfulness, even if you have fire, the wheel of fire spinning on your head around, you still feel not disrupted. Okay. So Stan, do not try to practice meditation to get to mindfulness. Meditation is just a tool so that you drop your bad habit. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to stuck into the meditation. And then, like you are taking LSD, and then you're thinking, oh, when I take LSD, I have this enlightenment. So there's a wrong path. So meditations, disregard what Qigong is only carry a tool to carry you to pass into the natural world and let the body, the mind, quiet down and rest and recover itself. And the mind, the awareness, expand itself. Because as soon as we are in intelligent world, we are not expand. For example, I am Chinese. Okay, 1 second. I am Chinese American, right? I have my mindset. Stan, you have your mindset. Even though we can communicate, but the way how when you step into your home with your family and the way how I step into home with the family is a totally different thing. So that makes us separate because we have a habitual mindset we don't even aware of. Okay. So in the beginning, when I said Bodhidharma say that don't cheat ourselves, and that is mindfulness. Well, sure, because like my example of Zen Patriarch Xuanhua, he knows he can have fun. He can listen to music, all this quiet or busy stuff or everything like a wave surfing, but he's very clear on everything. That is mindfulness. Okay, understood? However, now the problem is if we never be able even experience to go with this, we keeping talking about mindfulness here. We keeping talking about the sleep sublime states, meditation here. It's only here. You don't understand this place. You don't know about it, and also you will not be able to get the benefit your body of your energy. You want to play with energy, the nurture the energy. You have to go here. Over here is all dissipative because you try to make something happen. Understood? Any question? So yeah, that's why in the human operating system class, remember, I asked you even to take down on what do you eat every day. That is the start beginning of practice mindfulness, the first class. And then I asked you to put the clock there. And then after 45 minutes, and you check yourself, well, what am I doing? And a lot of people say, well, my head going like this. I lift my shoulder this way. There's a lot of crazy things. So that is actually the kindergarten of the 6 sublime gate practice. Unless you can handle this, you do not understand what is written in the 6 sublime state. Okay? The problem is today, we are bombarded with all this information. Our mind never ever get a long period of time into the baby state, our baby state. The state is still there, but we every day, if we go jogging, we want to listen to music. If we go home, we want to turn on the music. We have some free time. We always want to looking at the website and YouTube. We never get into the natural state. That's why psychologically we are crazy compared with the ancient. I don't know whether you still remember, like in my age, I'm 60 something. Remember when we are kids, at about 6 o'clock, everybody going to sleep. You turn off the light and everybody going to the sleep. But today we don't do anymore. You said, oh, those kids is going to watch TV, to watch YouTube and talking and a message until 12 o'clock. And then suddenly their message at 2 o'clock, they still message. It is no longer, or it is to say that today's living is go further and further and further and further from that natural state. So we want to bring the HOS, or this book is try to bring us back there, or else we will not be able to understand what the heck written in the ancient scripture. Prayer. What is your guys' religion? Stan, what is your religion?
We are Christians, Lutheran, Protestants, Christian Protestants.
Okay.
But it's not my religion, but this is the major religion. But
custom,
Estonia is considered one of the less religion country.
Okay.
Because we are more in the religion of nature.
Okay. Now, so be it the nature or have religion, we do one thing. The people who do religion do what? Prayer. The one we do nature, we want to be with the nature. Those are the same thing. Enter into the nature. When prayer, they let go. In nature, like Tao, you say non-doing, right? You say the term non-doing. We cannot do something to become a non-doing. But today, everybody is trying to do something to become non-doing. So non-doing is non-doing, okay? So the qi, part you need to enter into the natural in order to accumulate it, to nurture it. Like when you are in a deep sleep, Qi never is, oh, I have this heat in my body. I feel the sensation going around my body, you know, and it circulates, and then it's this and that. That is called dissipations of Qi. Because you are making something, you try to using your energy to make something, and this case is your sensation. Understood? Okay, so this one, the first practice, the nurture Qi. Hope that you guys have a good understanding, right? Now, let's get into this aerobic base. This aerobic base is to help the circulation of your blood and your energy in your body. That is the state. When you practice Shu Lim Tao, as if you practice it properly, or you practice 6 healing sound, it is between this aerobic base and this nurture Qi state. It is a circulation state which is closer to the nurture Qi state. So if you practice 6 healing sound properly, your breathing or your heart rate will be about 60% of your maximum heart rate. If it's more than that, then you know that you have less nurture Qi, you have a more circulation. Circulation is good because you need circulation on your body. Nurture Qi is just like charging your battery. Okay? This state is like charging your battery. This one is make sure all your circuit is properly connected. It can be operated properly. Now, your blood distributions in your body. When you do nurture Qi, it is within your internal organs. When you do like the aerobic base, it is your internal organs and your muscle, skeleton muscle distribute evenly if you handle that way. If you practice where it's closing to the nurture Qi, more blood here in the internal organ. When you practice more prone to the circulation, your blood still is in your internal organ, but right now distribute a little bit more to your skeleton or your limbs. When you get to anaerobic, which is this part for explosive power and speed and endurance of your muscle, which is anaerobic. Your blood during exercise is going here. At rest is going here. During exercise is going here. So, the teaching of martial arts, like Wing Chun, have these three training. Nurture Chi, aerobic base. Interval training is between your aerobic and your anaerobic. HIIT training is all anaerobic. HIIT training will be in the state of 90 to 100% of your heart rate. It is a full accelerated impulse momentum handling. If you want to train fighting, you have to go there. Now, the Chinese know since the beginning, aerobic based training now, this aerobic based training and nurture chi training, this taking the rhythm of natural world. So it is not damaging to your body. When you get up to this, explosive, endurance, a lot of your blood distributions to your limb, to your muscle skeleton, that can cause damaging to your body. That's why, as you can see, a lot of marathon runners, they die because they're pushing the limit. Okay, now, martial artists die too. Say we look at competitive martial art, like Thai boxing, Western boxing, Kyokushin, karate, everything. If you make a statistical study, you can see that a lot of practitioners die prematurely because of the body damaging, like even in marathon. Okay. So we need to know what we get into. And this thing, like I showed Yan yesterday, I'm showing here, in this aerobic base so everybody can see. In the real life, high speed, high power, of course, it's this. Knowing this is not equivalent that you are good at it. Because over here, you have to have the explosive, high speed, your muscular endurance, your cardio endurance. Like over here, you go to your maximum heart rate, right? I'm 60 something years old. So my heart rate is this is about maximum heart rate, okay? I go up to the maximum heart rate, this is interval. Actually high intensity interval. Right away, I let it drop down for a minute or so, going up and then drop down. And you see my heart rate doesn't go down anymore. I know I cannot do it anymore. If I push that, I'm going to die. I'm going to damage my body. So this is the recovery heart rate. And you see this thing? When I test my limit of my heart rate, I even go 175 or 174. That is the limit. And there's anaerobic training, and that is like this. So what I want to leave you guys with is summarize. There are three types of training. This two part of training is safe training, like the aerobic based training. If you read in the Google, safe training. This part of training is strengthening training. You need a little bit, but if you do too much, if you go out of your limit, it can kill you. Or it's not, I should say, instead of saying killing you, it can damage your body. Okay. And you know that this is all have the natural resonance. Like Stan is asking me about this arm swing. Remember? Arm
yes.
swing. Arm swing is here, aerobic base. Arm swing, everybody have their rhythm based on their body condition. So if you do it properly, your speed of arm swing is based on your breathing, natural breathing, naturally, your health condition. And of course, if you keeping practice it, you get better and better and better. Once you found your rhythm, your body is going to get more and more healthy because it is helping your circulation, your breathing, your oxygen, and your blood circulation, and so forth. Okay. So that is what about this arm swing speed is. Everybody have a different speed. So disregard of this natural chi or aerobic base, everyone have their own timing, rhythm. You need to find in your rhythm. And the rhythm will change if you are sick or in a good day. If you are sick, the rhythm of how your heart rate going down compare with when you are healthy, it'll be different. Same with your arm swing. Now, for the natural chi, you can always do it. It will not harm your body. But in the arm swing, if you don't sleep for 3 nights, you swing for 20 times, you feel my heart rate going up, my breathing rate going high, stop. Because that's your body telling you that you are not supposed to continue on or it damages your body. If you have the Garmin or Yen have a Polar, when you do the arm swing, if when you swing, the heart rate keeping going high instead of stable, you know it's time to stop. That's why I propose to every school, buying a Garmin or buying those tracker, heart rate tracker with different zone to loan it to the student. You wear that. You know, there's one which is in Amazon. You can find that in the zone 1, zone 2, one color, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. You don't have to have expensive like this. You loan it to the student, and then you look at them. You ask them to look at it. If this go say zone 3 is orange color, you stop. Okay, you're too high. Now at the momentum training, if you pay attention, if it is red, which is zone 4, zone 5, which is almost 80 to 100% of your heart rate, you say that you only want to stay there for 5 minutes the most. At 2 minutes, if you usually it's only 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and you stop. For example, you cannot get too far here in this zone. It can kill you at the high speed. You want to get high, but you don't want to get too high, too long the durations. I reach this maximum. This is only about 1 minute. And then you let it come down to average, which is 126. You start again, about 1 minute. You let it going down. But you see, this thing is not going down anymore. This is very fast. Boom, going down. This start to be really, really slow. That means your body cannot take it anymore. So when you do sparring, it's like this. When I'm here, if I continue to do sparring here, I will get really sloppy because my mind is going to cloudy. My body is going to be really sluggish already. So by using your heart rate, we know whether you're supposed to train or not. We know that whether you can spar or not. That's why I use this. I know, hey, I can only spar 2 minutes. 2 minutes here, 1 minute here, and that's it. And so, you know, of course, with all of this, today with the Garmin, you can check on this thing. All right. This activity have enough effort and tempo pace to improve your muscular endurance. This is, you maintain your anaerobic performance during this activity. Okay. So I cover these 3 types of training. You must know, what are you training? When you do your 手链套 sets, what are you doing? And you must know that you need to go from here up. You don't want to train right away here and prolong the long time without knowing this first 2 states. So this is all the body conditioning supporting this thing. Any questions? Is that clear? Any question?
Yeah, so far clear, I think. I don't know.
Everybody clear? Stan, more clear now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You wait for me. Go ahead.
I think it's clear enough. Another question is, do I understand?
Say again?
It's clear enough. Another question is, do I really understand?
Okay. Okay. Now, as for how do you understand, you will not be able to understand it until you experience it. So, the first thing you want to get like, Stan, have you taken the HOS class?
No.
Okay. Get Yen to get everybody into the deep relaxation. Then you know what is the nurture chi state. At least have a taste. And then you can go to do arm swing. Stan can help people to do like the first part of your 手链套 slowly. Okay, that is your aerobic base, or like you're walking, brisk walking, like 20 minutes you walk. Say 20 minutes you walk half a mile. 20 minutes you walk half a mile. Okay, or 1 mile. So your heart rate will be under 75%, depend on different people, okay? So you check your heart rate under 75%, then you know, oh yeah, this is the aerobic base. You feel good. You feel circulation. Then you go run, get your heart rate over 80% just for 1 minute. The reason is so that you be able to experience it and you can identify things. You know your body. You know your mind and body state. When you go fighting, sparring, you expect to go for the running one. Heart rate over 80% of your maximum heart rate. When you recovery, you expect to drop your heart rate under 50. When you do aerobic base, you expect the heart rate run like from 60 to 75. If you don't have this experience, it's just talk. So you ask a good question. So I like your questions. Otherwise, it's just your talking, spinning your mind, right? And if you like don't get into this natural world or the natural rhythm of your body, you have no idea what it is. And you're keeping using your mind, try to create it, you cannot create it. For example, how to enter into the natural state? It's very simple. How do you sleep at night? How do you fall into the sleep? Do you use your mind to control so that you get into the sleep? Or you just sleep?
No, you don't use a mind.
That is the entering of the natural state.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you start using your mind, you don't fall asleep.
Yeah. So you meditate. Once you start to counting, once you start to thinking, this teacher say this, that teacher say, you never get in.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a practical question. In terms of performance in a fight.
I cannot hear you well. It's echo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think how I can solve this. Do you hear me now better?
Speak slowly.
Do you hear me better now?
Yeah. Slow, okay? Slow.
Yes, yes. And so in terms of an actual fight or intense training situation, what do you think is the optimal hourly rate for let's say training and fighting purposes? Where at what heart rate the performance is on maximum?
Okay. First, you need to have a really, really solid, the first two types of training, aerobic-based training, okay? You have to have extremely strong that. How do you know that you have extreme strong that, a good solid foundation? When you get into the more than 80% of your heart rate, the heart rate will not jump right away to 100%. It can go, you can still control it. If the minute you go into sparring, right, the way your heart rate jump 90, 100, you know you do not have enough aerobic base. You need to stop right away. So this is important because otherwise you're damaging your body. Okay.
That is very true. So, Sivendrik, can I interrupt?
Sure,
so
sure,
I have
please.
this thought here. When I go running very often, and then I go running one morning, I can run in a green or yellow zone. But if I don't run for a month and I go running, I can run slowly and I go to the red zone immediately. So my aerobic pace is missing. And the watch tells me you're in the red zone immediately from the start of your run.
Thank you, Yan. That is exactly it is. And you don't want to push it. If you push it, it's going to damage your cardio and a lot of things. Now, after you have the aerobic zone train, you want to do this. You get up to 100%. But you can you need to do you can only do it about 1 minute. And then you rest for 5 minutes or so. You go another 1 minute to 100%, as fast as possible, as strength as possible, as high intensity as possible. If you cannot get there and you feel tired, stop right away. If you can get 1 minute, stop another 5 minutes. You see whether it comes down. If it doesn't come down to the average zone, like this is 126, which is 75%, stop. That's all. Do I answer your questions, Kaido?
Yes, almost. Let's say in a real fight scenario, you have a lot of adrenaline buildup, and you can probably operate on a high level much longer than one minute. In a training situation, it's of course much different.
Okay.
So in that sense, we all know the old stories of Wing Chun being a very practical martial arts where somebody had to fight maybe for the whole day. So I'm trying to find the balance there in the intensity of the fight, duration of the fight, and relation of that to the breathing.
Okay.
So that is my kind of question. That where do we find the balance there?
Now you have your I don't know who give you this information, but this is not true. Okay. Now, adrenaline, as soon as you have a lot of adrenaline, your mind is now in trouble. You're no longer in mindfulness. The real fight, you have to have cool and calm. Like Mike Tyson or anything, have the cool and calm. So that's why I just now I suggest you do 1 minute and then stop to check your body. Are they still intact? Is your body, your heart rate, your breathing and everything okay? 5 minutes, whether see that it come down or not, the recover or not. If it's recover to the average heart rate about 70%, then you can go up. So medically, when you rest, your heart rate will drop about to the minimum 12 beats per 12 beats per minute. So if I do 170 and I stop for one minute, it will drop to 170 minus 12 minimum, okay? And then say if I rest for 2 minutes, it will drop 24. From 174, I will drop to 150. So if your heart rate dropping is not more than 12, you got a problem in health already. Those are not the thing you need to do. So that's why I say at the first minute you go to the maximum, and then you stay. You stop, okay? And you want to look at your recovery heart rate. If your recovery heart rate do not drop more than 12 beats per minute, when you rest, stop there. The more you do, you're going to do cardio. You get cardio problem. Okay? And in the fight, I never believe in the Wing Chun thing. Now, in my opinion, I never believe in all this Wing Chun thing about this fighting and everything. Okay? The issue is this: I never see anybody train like this hard in the Olympic what I am present just now is like a modern sportman's Olympic for health. And if you train in fighting in MMA and those kind of stuff, you know, for professional grade. Now, Wing Chun style, a lot of things is made up story, which is I'm going to go into the story, you know, Stan asked me for that thing too. Do you believe that those grandmasters who smoke opium be able even to do 1 minute at high speed and high 100%? If they never do that, how the hell they train their student to do that? And you tell me who beside Bruce Lee, who trained, be able to do like running 5K, 10K, you know, those kind of things. Which grandmaster?
They could do it because of opium.
Yeah. Now, the issue is right now, you look at reality beside Bruce Lee. Now, Bruce Lee died. In today's term, it's called overtraining. Training and recovery, you have to be balanced. Today, I use this is because I show you all this graph and the recovery heart rate is because I don't want to die, okay? So Bruce Lee is a tragic that the training is more, the loading training is more than recovery. And then after a while, your body damage, and after a while, your performance will degrade. In the ancient, there's a term for that. In the ancient, there's a term for that. That is saying that you drain your qi. You drain your qi, and you do not recover it. So, you brought out a very good thing. The ancient, you always want to develop this. You go here. The minute you cannot handle it, you run away, you go back to this. You stay here as it takes. Before, there's nothing to quantize. Right now, I do this purposely for quantize is because we need to train this way. This is not Hong Kong movie. This is not all this talk. If you don't train that high intensity, how can you, with your blood in your limbs and muscular skeleton, you will not have muscular endurance. Don't tell me any qi. But on the other hand, if you don't have trained in recovery, your blood circulation in your internal organ might be a problem. You might be weak. So this has to be balanced. So that's why if you look at the MMA and all those match, they have like what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes per session. There's scientific study for that. We need to follow that. And so today, I like yesterday, Yan, I asked you to stand in the triangle stand and take a deep breath. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And then a natural stand where you can squat to do a deep breath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a question to ask all Wing Chuners in the world. How the world you train even breathing? The maximum row abdominal breathing, like this thing. Okay.
Sifu Henrik, just a comment.
Sure.
So Sten told me that why did I stand in a triangular stance? Because in our training we never stand in a triangular stance. So that's just a comment. But I stood for the video. Yes, just for the reference. Yes.
For the reference. Now,
yeah.
How can you train this? This is not triangle stand. You look at the amplitude. Look at the minute I stand in the triangle stand. Look at the amplitude.
Yeah. This is showing what? This is showing breathing.
Showing the breathing and your intra-abdominal pressure.
Okay. See. Okay.
With this belt. Stay again. Okay.
And this is speed up a little bit, right?
No, it is as it is.
It is real time. Okay.
Yeah, real time. So right now, we do things with a scientific reason. We want to stand with a scientific reason. So like just now, Kaido saying that about the fighting. If you don't even have this deep breathing training and all this in the aerobic base, and you can see many Wing Chun people is all clamping the the triangle stand. How is that supposed to go here? How is it supposed to go here? When you need all the oxygen, okay, so you need a lot of oxygen in here, aerobic, and there's something called what? There's something called VO2 max. If you don't stand properly, you cannot breathe. How can you have a high VO2 max? And if you don't have a high VO2 max, that means you're going to get into anaerobic really fast. And anaerobic, you can only stay for about 2 minutes. You are really tired already because you have the lactic acid and everything generated in your body. And you need to clear that out, which is you need to clear your oxygen, oxygen deficit, EPOC. If you don't clear lactic acid out, your body is sore and everything. So all is a sport science today. And this is the intra-abdominal pressure thing. So, Yan, now you see, we need to follow sport science. We don't believe in this magic and all this. In the ancient training is, if you are not good enough, you don't go for the fighting part. You need to nurture your chi, circulate your chi, get into resonance naturally. Any instant, if you are tired or you don't feel good on your body because you can sense it, you go back to nurture chi, as long as it takes. Or else it damage your body. Today, we are lucky we have this. So we cannot play macho because Kaido, if we play macho, the thing we got is we in the hospital. Okay, I share with you why I'm so careful. I was born diabetic type 1. I was born with heart condition. My teacher, who is a good fighter, who is in the world tournament, the KO type, died age 42. His kid is so small. 2 kids. I cried. Another Wing Chun teacher died at age about 59, heart failure. I'm 62 now. The reason why I am 62 is because I'm a coward. I don't train like macho man. I look at science. I look at the ancient writing. For me, die is no problem. The problem is you do not want to stay in intensive care and everybody, your wife, your kid, have to take care of you, or you drain all your family money because of your intensive care. If you die, forget about it. You burn me to ash, spend $800, cremate me, throw me away. Okay, But
die
think
in a
about,
fight.
go ahead.
You can die in a fight. That's fast and then there's no.
Yeah. But the thing is that first, in today's world, you don't die in the fight. The second thing is you don't want to cause your wife, the people you love, to be burdened for a long time.
I think I got an answer. Thank you. Let's move on to the next question.
So you have more question, Kaido?
No, I think Sten had a lot of good questions. So let's
Okay.
Yeah, let's
continue.
go through them. Yeah.
Okay, now. So even though I'm joking here, I really care for the body, the health of everybody. We must not give wrong information to the public to screw them. Because those who is poor always is because they are unhealthy. Even they want to do work, they cannot. That is the heart we need to give to the public. Okay, let me take 2 minutes out and then I'll be back. I'm going to talk about history because Stan had a lot of questions on history, okay? Okay. Before we get into the history, I want to continue on to tell you one thing which you must remember. Whenever you get into the sparring, anaerobic above, if there's an instant you stop breathing, to generate the intra-abdominal pressure and strike, that is the time your eyes pressure will go skyrocket. So when you are older or you have an eye problem, you don't want to go that training. If you have glaucoma or high eyes pressure, ask the student, never let them go to that. Remember the 3 training? Never ask, get them to the 3rd training. If they want to get there, you make sure that they exhale when they use their force, and don't exert too much force. Okay. This is really critical. Okay. Get their doctor check them if they want to practice sparring and everything. In the old time, my sifu, when I was young, my sifu is not allow me to practice Biuji really hard to the heavy back. His reason is until you know how to breathe, you don't do that. Now I found out scientifically that's because of the raising of the eyes pressure. So please take a note, because we want to be a martial artist. We want to teach martial art. Now I'm a scholar, investigator. You guys are martial artists. You need to have this basic understanding. Don't screw yourself. Don't screw your student. Okay? The Chinese want martial art to be valuable in the daily life. So they keep practice the first 2 training. The 3rd, they practice some, unless they want to go for professional fighting. So this is an education, and this is the value is that every day we can use it. You're not wasting your time practice martial arts. Now, going to history. Wing Chun history, what you heard today is the history after 1875. It's mostly made up. At the time of 1875, there's the late Qing dynasty. Oh, no, end of Qing dynasty, sorry, end of Qing dynasty. At that time, there is no more anti-Qing. Like in this writing, I don't know whether I have it. No, oh, here. This is a writing dated 1890, based on the teaching of Tai Fa Ming Gam of 1875. In this writing, it already talked about loving the country and do not teach the foreigner. That is the mentality of the time, like in the rebels uprising, the rebels. So fighting with the Westerner. So at this time, it is about loving your country. It's not about anti-Qing. So people create that story of Mui and Jisim going to Red Boat and then teaching like this Tai Fa Ming Gam, and the Mui and Jisim is anti-Qing. Now you got a problem. At the 1875 time, you can look in the Chinese history with all this document, there is no anti-Qing there. In fact, the Red Boat, anti-Qing Red Boat, was destroyed in 1850s, 1854. From 1854 until 1870, the Red Boat, the opera, is banned in Canton. So where is your Mui, your Jisim go live in the Red Boat of anti-Qing? Historically, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't exist. The anti-Qing Wing Chun ancestor, after the 1854, 1860, is all either die or they flee away and hiding. At that time, if you are caught anti-Qing, when there's the uprising fighting, your family will all kill, execute. Your parents' family will all execute. Your teacher's family will all execute. That's how bad it is. So people go away. People don't deal with it. So at the end of Qing dynasty, like start at this 1875, that is where the three sets, the leader idea, Chamkyu Biuji, come in, as recorded in this document. Okay. Now, all the story of Wang Huabo, Liang Zhan, I have a question. As a historian, you have a question. Why is Liang Zhan using the three sets? If Liang Zhan is anti-Qing, if Wang Huabo, Liang Yitai, all these are anti-Qing, why are they use the same three sets which is presented by Tai Fa Ming Gam in 1875? Then it is like I say that I am Apple, iOS, but you look at my telephone, all my telephone is using Android. Stan, understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So right now, your operating system is not what you talk about in today's term, right? Everybody understand what operating system is, right? So why is that, like Stan asked, why is that there's another operating system? Well, somebody created, which I don't know, but now we know is that by evidence, start 1875, when this group of opera member like Tai Fa Ming Gam is start having opera associations which is supported by the Qing, allowed by the Qing government, that is where the thing starts. The fine jet, Kinghua, the fine jet was completely destroyed. Or destroy meaning the opera member asked to go home, shut the entire thing down by the Qing. And then at 1870 or something, they start a new group, which is supported by the Qing. And Tai Fa Ming Gam is belong to this group of people.
So it means that they created new Wing Chun in 1875.
Say again?
So it means that they created new system in 1875.
When you say greatly new, what do you mean?
Created new system, new
yes.
Art.
Yes, it is a new thing. Okay. Now, so they create this new, whoever doing it, and it must be in the group of Tai Fa Ming Gam. Okay. The guy who today everybody is saying there is Wing Chun, eternal spring line. Okay. Now, there's one thing missing in this 1870. What is that missing? Salutation. Salutation. And this link back to Stan's question. In Kinghua Wei Gun at that time of uprising,
sorry, Sifu Hendrik, I didn't understand. What is missing? I didn't catch the word.
The salutation. You see, everything from the 1875 above, there's no salutation.
What does mean salutation?
Tervitus.
Ah, okay. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Whatever Wing Chun practice today do not have salutation. The writing, this writing, do not have salutation, do not have 6 core element, do not have the body handling.
But then was it created for fighting or just for stage, for acting, the new system?
The new system in terms of technology we look today, it is problematic. Because the system don't even have breathing. Now, the system might be used for self-defense, like common people, but it cannot be professional, like the anti-Qing military. And also in Chinese is like today, Yip Man. You have all movies of Yip Man. Is Yip Man that good? So is Tai Fa Ming Gam a real grandmaster? Like Mas Oyama of Kyokushin? It's a big question there. But because the student promote their teacher always, it becomes like grandmaster, 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 grandmaster. So right now, there's no evidence show whatever they teach is really solid for professional, because once you don't have breathing in traditional Chinese martial art, there is a problem there. So for a normal daily self-defense, it's okay. But if you want to talk about advanced art, for military, there's a problem. Now, we look back to 50. At that time, in the uprising, Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat is there. Today, we still can see the Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat arts. How they breathe, how they play with momentum. This is, if you don't know what is Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat, there's a clip here. See how it play the momentum. That is how they trained in 1850. And of course, a long time of that training. So Kaido, you want to go extremely in the fighting conditioning, that means your sets have to perform that way. Okay? So this Hong Seng Trilephant is the ally of Wing Chun. They fight the Qing. By we know the way of training. We know the physical demanding. We know the breathing is a must. We know momentum is the must. So Stan, Yen, if you don't have aerobic base, are you going to practice your set that way? How many minutes can you last? So one set for 2 minutes, you have to do it like that way. There is a training.
Yeah, you feel very bad.
So that is the training on this part. There's a training on this part. Without this part of the training, you don't have base. I'm not even talking about fighting sparring. See, fighting sparring is on top of that. So at that time, Hong Seng Trilephant is in the Fine Jet associations. Wing Chun is in the Fine Jet associations. There are many other martial arts systems in that Fine Jet. They ally together. They are anti-Qing. They fight the Qing. So Stan, to answer your question, yes, there's very different salutation. Every salutation is everybody's identity. The opera itself have 3 groups. Wing Chun is one of the group where male playing female role. There's 2 other groups. So in history, this is what happened.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
But these other groups, they had different systems, or they had also some version of
Different system. Because Wing Chun is only for the male play female roles. Male play female roles or actor in the red boat. So you see, this is one, if you do the salutation, this is the first salutation. Stan, you see this? You see this? That's how female salute. This is the salutation of Wing Chun 1854, the beginning. That's why I call Wing Chun is woman's art, because the salutation is woman way. Okay. After 1875 until today, there is no such salutation. None have salutation. And are they really anti-Qing? Now we know that it's not necessary they're anti-Qing. Because in that writing, they like love your country. While anti-Qing will not say love your country, well, love which country? I don't have country because my country is Ming Dynasty. I am already lost to the Qing. They don't identify themselves as a Qing people. So I'm here not putting bad, talking bad at anybody. Well, history is history. Nobody can change those stuff. And Chinese Kung Fu is not like today's Ip Man movie or the fighting Mike Tyson or the Tai Chi movie. This is real thing in the Chinese martial arts. If you want to look at what happened 160 years ago, this is a type of training. So if you look at that, you see Stan, how he using his momentum. How he recycle his momentum. It is non-stop. Like Yan, yesterday I shared with you that the body strength, when the body get in, you get all the pressure, they hit in. You see, oh, this is the entire body go. So if you want to go to war at that time, 1850, your training must be like that, at least equivalent. By the way, he is the chief instructor of military Venezuela decades ago. So we look into military. Who is doing Hong Seng Chai Left in military? Then we know what happened in 1850. We can line it together. And then you cannot fight like today's Wing Chun to go to anti-Qing, and then you have this Hong Seng Chai Left train like that. Then you are not helping. You become a drag for other people. You understand the term drag? It's like 5 hours you're going to go fight a tiger, but then I have no even idea how to make a feast. And then you when the tiger come, then somebody have to take care of me, protect me. So story is easy to be made, but reality is need to be known. I know it's cold for a lot of people. When I was young, I was having different type of thinking too, but the more I dig in, the more I found out that it is not what it is. And the more I found out another paradigm, which is, oh, the ancient is like this. It's like today, but they have high tech in the body conditioning. And that's why today using this, I can check into, map it, and know what the ancestor is talking about. That's why I wrote this book. So the entire thing is the H model, the enter the nature chi, and with all this, start to have all this, the heart rate, and all the heart rate stuff come in. And here, all this thing come in. Well, it is science now. It is not about Hendrik or whoever, my lineage, your lineage. It is science. You want to make it happen, or you want to stay in fantasy? Can your Chi Sao handle that third type of training, like the anaerobic and the extreme of your maximum high intensity interval training? You can. You don't have enough momentum. You don't have enough the accelerations and high intensity on your muscular skeletal muscular training. Am I right, Yan? We talk science here. But it's okay if we are not fighting. Why? Like me, can I go fight? No, I have my limitation. So that's why I train mostly on the recovery and the chi circulation, blood circulations, or aerobic base. So technically it's like that. So we go to momentum, Stan. Momentum is nothing nice. It's nothing fancy. Momentum is like this. Momentum is like this. You look at, okay. That is the Wing Chun fighting. This guy is kind of Wing Chun thing, straight punch. Like yesterday we talked about. You see how he come in with the angle. Yeah, now you see what I'm talking about yesterday. Why I know about that thing? Because physically your body cannot handle that. This is momentum. Fighting is this. Fighting is not some kinds of whatever you see in the movie. Well, many might not like it. Look at this. Isn't it come sideways?
Yeah.
Isn't it go sideways?
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Isn't it sideways? Isn't it sideways?
Mm-hmm. Sure. The black guy was pretty stupid because the black guy was not sideways. The black guy tried to be like in front of the white guy.
Okay, now.
That was stupid, I think.
Let's not say stupid, okay, Yan?
Okay.
Look at how he was KO. Look at how he was KO.
I did not.
Look at how he was KO, where he was hit and KO. Is that the side of the body?
Yeah.
Like yesterday I showed you?
Yeah.
That part there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is happened 1970, around 1975. How many years ago? About 50 years ago. If you don't analyze it with science, you don't see the thing. So all this thing, yesterday I shared with you all this thing. That is what is the reality. You cannot take it because people not going disregard of who, they are not going to go straight like with you, they go sideways.
Mhm.
So this is momentum, Stan. We got from the momentum. And then we know what is the outcome, the result, and then we can talk about momentum. Or else, if we never see what is momentum, we will not be able to know what is momentum. Anybody have any question? So in fighting, momentum, disregard of what style from what you see to the to this one. To this one, this is the Charlie fight 170, 160 years ago type. There's all momentum, it's never like that. You want to handle momentum, you have to be able to have your body conditioning at high anaerobic. You need to know how to condition your body, like I show you about go to maximum heart rate, coming down for your recovering heart rate, and all these things so that you don't damage your body. There's no secret today, there's science. So there's momentum, and that's why you need this. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to share with you. This is momentum. That's KO. You want to play? That's what it is. So that's what is here. So now we can know that without this type of training, you cannot use this. You cannot do this. You cannot get to the fighting in the real world. And if you don't pay attention and train this properly, you're gonna damage your body. And we know that the reality of this is this thing. Speed up. So you need to have this health training. Science. And you need to have this training. Momentum handling. You need to have this type of training, your power. And you need to do the minimum, you know how to walk. Okay. Do a direct shoot in. I can stand this far away. Doing an angle shoot in, which is I avoid his attack right away. Okay, while I'm attacking him. making use of his momentum. And then I can do a shoot out. If this is the distance, he's going to come down and take me in. He's going to target my body. You shoot out. Let him go. Okay. Again, you shoot out. So that is the plum flower footwork stuff. So stand momentum is this simple. Don't think other thing. The dangerous part is this. There is a common saying, this from Chi Chi Guang from my book, Kung Fu 1560. One will not be able to respond to an unrecognized attack. Attack need to be like thunder. Thunder suddenly strike with a speed that allows no time to cover one's ear. How much do we know about momentum play? How many directions it can come? So like the short strike Wing Chun I shared with the Yen yesterday, that is a part of momentum. You have to be proficient with that. And other people all have a different momentum. If you look at this, the momentum play is this way. If you look at this, the momentum plays this way. It is not techniques, it is momentum. How do you deal with the momentum? You understand? It is momentum. It is not techniques. This technique, that technique. The entire thing is a momentum. And so 1850 Wing Chun, it has its momentum, like I shared with the Yen yesterday, doing high speed. That's the way the Wing Chuners would like to fight. Just now, the Choi Lei Fat would like to fight in their momentum with their training. And just now you see the Kyokushin with the turn kick will like to fight in their moment, the way how they train, the momentum, how they train. So do you have a question? You want to go fight? What momentum are you proficient in? You know that 60 years ago, your Wing Chun momentum like this, it doesn't work. 50 years ago. Look at the straight punch chasing it. Right? Isn't it chasing with a straight punch? Then does the fighter figure out about his weakness on the side?
Yes.
Of course, that's why he shoot in from the side. After he testing it out, he's shooting from the side.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I meant by stupid. Maybe it's not right to say stupid, but I mean the fighter was very the opponent, the black one, was always in front of him, but he decided not to play like, you know, but he just took the angle.
Now, we don't want to say stupid. A better word is he is inexperienced.
Yes.
Right? He's inexperienced. He doesn't know how people calculate you in the fight. Now, so if you look at this, the same thing is a calculation.
Yes.
If you look at this, the same thing, it is a calculations. Where is it? You see, this is a calculation too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see, he goes straight punch a lot. He let it go. He goes sideways.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So all of those are calculations, including this thing, including this thing. So the Wing Chun guy come in. People actually analyze you before the fight. That is the reality. They know about your stamina, how long you can sustain. They know about your angle. And the good one can actually go down there and test you out, bait you out, and then go to an angle to take you out. So momentum is that. Fighting is just momentum. So Chi Chi Guang said, what you don't know will hit you. So hopefully you guys know what is about momentum. Stan, you understand it now? So fighting is very brutal. That is about momentum gain, nothing else. Now let's talk about force flow. Force flow, if you look at the this, it is supporting the momentum. It is supporting the momentum, force flow. But force flow is the momentum. So what does force flow train you? In today's science term, force flow training you how to use your body's joints to handle the action and reaction force. So your body have a stable joint, mobile joint. Force flow is training you how to use this force. So when you get this close, because you're leaning at him, you pressure like him, you have an advantage of handling him because your joints is alive. So you'll be able to handle the action and reaction force. How proficient you are on handling this? Where is it? You need to know how to train. And yeah, Stan, you train in this force flow, right? So there's all your joints handling. So now you see how the 6 elements line up. From your body, from your recovery to your aerobic base, to your anaerobic, to your handling of your force flow, to your momentum, which is a final result when you need to fight. And in the history, you look at Wing Chun after 1875 until today, there are no record on this full thing. So that is why there is a problem there. So this is what I like to share with you today. Do you understand what is it? The bottom line of this is to clear things up for you. The bottom line of this is to make sure you know what you get into. So, you know, let's not use the term stupid, but using the term of one need to know what one get into.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I ask?
Sure.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Sure.
Do I get it correctly that basically you're saying that momentum is kind of initiative?
No, momentum is the bottom line of fighting. So as what yesterday I make a video for you know, answering to Stan's questions. 460 years ago, when General Qi Guang reformed the Chinese martial arts, it tells you already, one always transform from one type of momentum to another type of momentum to defeat the opponent. One momentum type could endlessly transform to other type of momentum. When the transformations of one type of momentum to other type of momentum is unpredictable and subtle, and the opponent is unable to predict the trend of momentum transformation, that's called superb. Example is this. Example is this. Okay, let me share with you example. Example is this. Example is this. He cannot predict. You see, everybody is thinking in this type of momentum, right? Short distance, and suddenly the other momentum comes. That's what the Qi Guang mean. One momentum transform to another momentum. And when the momentum comes, shoot you, where you cannot see, you don't know, you don't aware of it, that's called superb. It is a clean KO. Got it? So Kaido, it is momentum. Fighting, when you talk about fighting, is momentum. Nothing can train fighting momentum if you are not doing sparring. Nothing. Because it's alive, it's dynamic. And if you don't have the force flow, you cannot fight close body. Grappling. If you don't have your heart rate, your VO2 max, you cannot fight because you run out of gas. So fighting is a very expensive toy. If your body conditions is not good, you cannot fight.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. How does this go, let's say, together with the principle that the fight is over in 3 seconds?
Say again?
One of the principles in Wing Chun is that the attack is quick, it comes at an angle, and it takes only 3 seconds to knock somebody out. So
that is an idea. It's like saying, I have a widget, but that is not important. The important is how to get there. So everybody is talking about Wing Chun is saying that you end the fight in many seconds. You look at the Kyokushin, the black guy, the black clothes with the white clothes fight 50 years ago in Tokyo, if I'm not wrong, that Wing Chun straight punch, will that type of thing be able to end the fight in few seconds? And just look at this. In Vietnam somewhere, this is a Wing Chun guy, you know. Can you end the fight in a few seconds, or you get ended by other? So my point is, there's a lot of momentum type you need to know. At the General Qi Ji Guang 460 years ago, there are 32 types of momentum. How many types do you know? How many types today in Wing Chun do you have? How many types of momentum? And if you go MMA, how many types of momentum an MMA practitioner know? At least they know Thai boxing, they know Western boxing, they know BJJ. The minimum, right, Yan? How many types do you know? If you know only straight line, you say, well, fight will end with a few seconds. That's just an empty idea. It's just like talking about, it's empty talk. Have your body trained like the MMA guy? Like just now you see this Xi Xiaodong. You just look at this. Or just look this.
Yeah, there is always a stronger man than someone. So
it's not a stronger man. You look at the punch is come down with an angle. So it cannot be blind. The punches come from here. You strike me from that, the punches come from here. Look at it closely.
Yeah, but by stronger, I mean more trained or kind of using some other discipline. I think what we generally think by momentum is putting our energy into the punch in a maximum way, just to throw out maximum amount of energy.
No. That is the reason why all this type of thinking is toxic. Momentum is not energy. Momentum is momentum. Momentum have many different ways of play. You straight me on a straight line, I can go from here. You straight me a straight line, I can go down and take it. That is momentum play. Energy is to support your body capability to do the job. Okay, that means your stamina, your endurance training. So it has to be very itemized. It cannot be like everything is one. That's only happened in movie. That's why for past 50 years until today, Wing Chun stay the same. And MMA already travel really far away. So it's like you are trying to using 50-year-old solutions or concept, which is really, really shallow, try to solve something really high-tech today, where you cannot even touch whatever people do. That is the reality. And so for me, I ask a question. How many of you guys here have ever go as high as 110% of your heart rate? You go down there doing your sparring for 2 minutes. If you don't know that, you never go there, you never know what it is. All those MMA fighters, Kyokushin fighter, Thai boxer, they all doing that. The rest is just talk. You say you want to have your Shu Lim Tao training, your Cham Kyu Biu Ji, and your what do you call it, your wooden dummy training. When do you get that high of intensity? So I'm saying this is because this is technically is like prepare for war. You know where you are. You need to know where you are.
Yes, that is all correct, but I wouldn't still take it so dramatically, because what is the chance of me running into an MMA expert? I mean, it is 0.00001%.
Let's get this straight. Let's get this straight, because I don't want to turn into off-topic type of words argument, like and people who is outside the arena, outside the sport. First, you want to talk about a system capability, you need to know about the compatibility. Like your cell phone and my cell phone need to talk. You need to be able to talk. So if you take Wing Chun as a martial arts, you need to have a system which is actually at least the same, have the same standard with other martial arts. Whether you want to train into that level or not is a different story. But you have to have all these things. You cannot say, oh, I study this Wing Chun, and then it is equivalent to MMA, it's equivalent to Choi Lei Fan and everything. But your content, you have no content, you do not have the quality, both in quantity and quality, the same with them in terms of content. As how far you can go is a different story. So it's legit, you say, well, when I'm going to face an MMA fighter? Then now you ask, so what the questions, what you train do? You call that a martial art? What can whatever you train do? It is a serious question. So you say, well, I want to have the most striking power. Have you run your heart rate up to maximum to test it out for 2 minutes? If you never get there, that means you cannot do in the fighting situations. Any one of the MMA, even the BJJ people, the Thai boxer, the Kyokushin, all train that way. Then you can say, okay, now I'm training this just for culture, tradition. That's fine. But there's not martial arts. So I hope that I make this thing clear. Otherwise, you get laughed at by everybody because you are only talking movie. So as you say that, what is the chance you fight with an MMA guy or you meet the MMA guy? Well, in the street today, you can meet a lot of people. So if we say that we train a martial art, then if you say I have a PhD in digital design, then I better have the standard and the quality and the quantity of that what do you call it, that subject. That's called qualifications. So again, the reason I want to share this today is that make sure you know what you want. Do you want a real professional, real thing, or you just want entertainment? Like you watch the Yip Man movie or Bruce Lee movie, and you say, well, I want to be like Yip Man, I want to be like Bruce Lee. Or I want to be like this monk, get enlightenment. What do you really want? And it is nothing wrong to be what you really want, because everybody's free to choose. But you need to know what is it. life is that cold. It's like I cannot go to Yen saying that, Yen, I have a PhD in digital design. And Yen will say, what can you do? Right? People will not give you the PhD committee is not going to give you a face because he said, well, this is the profession. This profession don't have a standard. Either you have that standard or you don't have the standard. So if your Wing Chun is a tradition, just name it so. If the Wing Chun is a martial art, then it has to have their qualifications. Or else it is not accurate on describing what you're doing. It's tough, right? Yeah. All right.
It's always tough to fight. There is no easy fight usually.
No, I mean, Kaido, like seriously, you get your heart rate to say over 80%. You take a run for your heart rate over 80%. See how long you can run. We don't even talk about fighting yet. We don't even talk about momentum. Just talk about running. Like Yen, no. Yen, if you are in the red, how long can you run?
Well, I can run pretty long in red, but I have but I don't recommend it.
What happened after you run in red?
I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad, and I will not run the next day, I would say.
So you see, this is not even fighting. Right. So if anybody don't have the run in red feeling, don't talk about fighting. Because your body never been put into that situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions?
You have any question?
I don't have. I don't know if
no, then we close.
Yeah.
I think Stan go away already. Okay. Talk to you guys. Thank you. Hi, Stan.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so
Any
much.
question? No questions? Okay.
Well, my question would be that assume that I'm training analysts.
Second?
Sorry.
Sorry. My question is that in your, let's say, math and systems, how long should I be able to run in red so that you would be satisfied?
Okay, the first thing is got nothing to do with my system or my satisfaction. The thing right now is one need to fulfill the healthy training of the sport science. Today you have a sport science. Any training is carried on the sport science. That's why if you look at that, Yen have the watch there. And it even to tell you that if you are cardio overload. So it is the worldwide educations. It is a sport science already. So what I'm saying that for red is everybody have a different red. Like Yen can tell you that if he have a good aerobic base, he can run more in the red. If he doesn't have the aerobic base, he cannot run the red. And if you really run in the bed for too long, the next day, it is really, the body is completely messed up. And you can see that this is just running. This one type of momentum, linear running, don't even have to think. When you go to the fighting, when that is momentum, we have to change direction all the time. You have to exert force and somebody can hit you. Then that is something which is have much requirement, tough requirement on top of this red. And so that's why I say, if you want to know what is your condition on running red, just buy a Garmin watch and you see how he coach you. It's very simple now. Like this Phoenix 6, it coach you. It tell you the daily suggestions. Like today, I'm supposed to be, let me share with you. This is what I should do today because I didn't sleep last night. It tell you the heart rate. It tell me I have to do recovery. So even though I have all the qigong, everything, I have to follow this, and whatever I do must not more than my heart rate there. It tell you my heart rate supposed not exceed 115, which is 70% of my heart rate. And I can only doing for 23 minutes. So my view right now is not about me. It's not about my system. This is science. You violate that, you get in problem. If you don't train this way, you get in problem. Why? Because this is all scientific proven thing. And if we couldn't even do this, MMA and all of those fighting are much more tougher than this. So I want everybody to understand what I present today is about history and science, not about my opinion, my concept, or what. It is reality. Either we face the reality or we live in fantasy. It is a cold world. And that's why many Chinese martial arts, including Wing Chun, is collapsed, have already collapsed in Asia. That's why like Xi Xiaodong and all those MMA players in China say you guys are fake martial arts. To make it not fake, you have to base on science.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, talk to you guys later.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yes.
So
Bye.
the last words, I give you guys straight talk because this is more important that you guys know what you get into. And maybe it's hard to swallow, but your health is much more important than anything in the world.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.